and about their roommates. Because if you truly invested your time into this case, you would know that at least, at a minimum, Dylan is fucking lying.
Please don't kill us.
Be real, this can't be real, this can't be real.
You like what you see!
There was no reason to keep talking about the same stuff, expecting different results. And it was never made more clear to me in my life on this case with Idaho 4 than yesterday, when I happened to come across a woman who was talking about either an article or something that she'd read where they are comparing Brian to Norman Bates. Norman Bates, and his mother is Norma. So I want to give you guys how many likes she had, how many comments she had, how many shares she had, and how many saves. She had 17.7 thousand likes, 570 comments, 1,818 saves, and 910 people shared it. And I didn't need to go any further, because what this told me is that there are more people out there in social media world that believes this guy did this despite the frickin' cops themselves and the chief of police coming out and saying, nope, we didn't have nothing on the guy. We wanted to. We wanted it, but it wasn't there. Now, I've never seen anything like this, you guys. Never. He pled guilty. He's in prison. But yet, even mainstream media is still talking about this case. Why are we still talking about this case? It's absolutely mind-blowing. But what the mainstream media is doing is keeping him evil. They want him evil. Showing those pictures. Now I heard that he had pornography on his phone. So let me ask, and you can comment if you want, how many out there, adults, how many adult men do we have out here that has ever had porn on their phone? Because I'm going to find the statistics, and you know I love statistics. I'm going to come back with them. And I'm going to do women too. Because that does no way means that you're going to go out and commit a quadruple homicide. No, it doesn't. And that woman that was doing that video and talking about how he's being compared to Norman Bates and his mother is Norma Bates, that relationship, shame on you, because there is nothing that proves that. I know what they're going off of. They're going off of the fact that he called his mom and dad so much, especially his mommy, and calls her mother. Brian didn't have a lot of friends. In fact, I have heard one person come forward and say he was his friend. One guy. One guy. He didn't have a lot of friends. He was young when this happened. He was 28 years old. And we're coming down on him and calling him Norman Bates because he called his mom. So I'm especially frustrated with that. I'm frustrated that mainstream media is trying to paint this guy out to be this evil, evil individual. How many people do you guys know that have been to trial, convicted of a crime, a horrible crime, and we continue to talk about them? Can anybody name anybody where they were continually talked about? Because I don't know when this is going to stop. I truly don't. I don't know when it's going to stop, because it's really opened my eyes to the fact that there are more people, far more people, that believe in his guilt than in his innocence. And I don't understand why. They are not paying attention to us. They're not paying attention to the folks that are saying, hey, no, they lied. They fucking lied. They fucking sat through an interview and said, we had nothing on the guy. They refused to listen to that. They refused. They refused to listen to all the stuff we're finding out about the roommates. All the stuff we're finding out about the frat boys. All of it. They refused. And I got especially pissed off yesterday because I still am getting comments on my Kara video. Not as many, but one or two will come trickling in. And one gal really rubbed me the wrong way. And I told her straight up, I said, and it's comments like that that get people blocked. On my page anyways. But I left her up for a while. I left it up for a few hours, and then I blocked her. I am so tired. I am so tired of people saying the stupidest shit out of their mouths about the families and about the victims and about their roommates. Because if you truly invested your time into this case, you would know that at least, at a minimum, Dylan is fucking lying. She knows. She knows something. She is screwed up so much during those interviews and her statements. It is so obvious. It is so obvious. Bethany, like I said in a video yesterday, she got done with her interview and she was on the first flight out back to mom and dad. And she's never been back because she knows something. She knows something. So both of them, in my opinion, this is my opinion, you guys, they should have been arrested. It is a crime to wait that long when you intentionally know somebody has been harmed. That is a crime. And if Dylan, by God, was so scared for her life and did nothing, and Bethany did nothing for 8 hours, well, I think they did do something. They did a cleanup is what they did. But trying to convince folks that are on the side that Brian did it, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It just isn't.